What's up, vapors? Thanks for checking out Daily Vape TV. My name is Nick, and it's Fresh Build Friday. That's right, it's that time of the week again where we get you ready for the weekend with a brand new coil build. So once again, I got something in the mail this week that I'm really excited to take a look at. This is the Coilturd AzeRoth Squonk kit. Now, slowly but surely, I'm turning into a squonker, not necessarily by choice, but the claim to fame with this one here is that it uses these batteries right here. These are 21700s, and let me tell you, they are absolutely massive. So once again, I'll be using some pre-made wire with this build here, so let that be a warning for you guys. But with that, I've been kind of off since Dallas, and actually Dallas is part of the reason that I'm doing this, because I met up with Coilturd in Dallas. I've got some Coilturd coils here, and that's what we're going to be using in today's build. So really excited about that. Really happy to get my hands on some of these. I've been wanting to try his coils out for the longest time now, and I finally get to do so. So with that, let's grab our mod, our wick, our addy, our wire, our juice, all that good stuff. Let's go down to the close-up view and build it up. Alright guys, so as you can see here, we've got the AzeRoth Squonk kit that we're going to be using for today's build with some Coilturd pre-made alien coils. These are the triple 28 gauge core wrapped in 38 gauge, and these were given to me by the man himself, Mr. Coilturd, Mr. Beecher Howard. So big shout out and thank you to him for these. He gave these to me at Vape Showcase Dallas, and I really just wanted to use them today. We're also going to be using some cotton bacon because they came with cotton bacon, so I figured might as well use what they come with. And I haven't tried cotton bacon in a very long time, so I want to just kind of experience it once again. Alright guys, so we've got the Coilturd sticks here. Let's just go ahead and take a look at them real quick, and we'll get started with this build. And they come in these little sticks here, so you do have to wrap the wire yourself, but it's almost all the way there for you already. And I think we're going to use our 3mm bit today, and I think we're going to do this here, probably 6 wraps per coil. I think that would be a good build here. Not too low resistance, and also pretty good surface area, and just kind of that happy medium, because this AzeRoth kit here is a mechanical, so you have to build something that's going to run well on a mechanical. You want it somewhat low resistance, but not too low resistance. So let's see, that's 4. We're just going to do 6 wraps. 5. This stuff is very easy to work with too. I mean, it stays in place pretty well, which I really appreciate. So that's 6 wraps right there. Just going to take that coil off and put it to the side, and then we'll wrap another one. Alright guys, so there we have the coils for this build. Let's go ahead and bring in our atomizer real quick, and let's get started building. So this is the D Pro RDA. You guys should all be fairly familiar with this one because I've already done a build and a review on it. So with that, let's go ahead and get situated here. I think first thing we got to do is trim up these leads. So I'm going to put them both back on the old jig here, and I think we'll start off by taking a little bit off the top here. And what you want to do whenever you have like a postless deck like this, what I normally do is take a little bit off and then work from there. So if you kind of can gauge your height or your depth, I guess, on here, and then just kind of go from there. So start off by snipping off about this much, and then you want to just go all the way down with them. The wire is flying away everywhere. One of these days I'll clean up my office, I swear. So we'll start there, and we'll check the depth and see if we need to take out any more wire. So let's just go ahead and drop these coils in real quick and see where we're at. You know what? That looks pretty good. I think we're good. You never know. Sometimes it works out. Just that one little tiny bit of just taking a look at it and eyeballing it can make all the difference in the world. So let's just go ahead and tighten these suckers up here real quick, and we'll get them all straightened out. Alright, so let's see. Let's just straighten out these coils real quick. I'm trying to be a little bit gentle with them. I'm not trying to, mess them up or anything like that. So just be a little bit gentle, but you also want to just kind of wrangle them up into the right spot here. And that looks pretty darn good. So I've got the airflow sitting just underneath these guys here, which is I think, ideal. But I'm just grabbing a few more little things here so I can just ever so slightly put some pressure, try to get these things nice and centered. It's not so easy to do with just the jig. Oop. Make sure I'm, speaking of centered, I need to get centered in the shot. There we go. But I'm also trying to be kind of gentle on these things as well. Alright, I think we're pretty much there. Just give them a little lift up there. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Let's go ahead and turn this thing on real quick and we'll see where we're at for resistance. 0.13. Actually, that's pretty darn good. That's kind of where I wanted to be. Might have to move these around a little bit because they are very close to touching here. So, oop. There we go. That looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and tune these suckers up. So this was actually something that happened when I got to the airport on my way home. I was in a line for security and I didn't have a whole heck of a lot of time to get to my flight. So we're talking probably 15 minutes before boarding started. So I was kind of, you know, getting a little anxious, hoping I wasn't going to miss my flight or anything. But with that, the line was pretty short. And as I was going through, before my bags were getting checked, there was a woman just checking out and making sure everyone didn't have their iPads in their bags and all that stuff. So she was looking at my bin and she noticed my Mi Pod, which has a big gold chain on it, and it looks kind of ridiculous. In hindsight, I probably should have maybe taken it off the big blinging gold chain just to get through airport security, but oh well, it is what it is. And she kind of looks at that and goes, "What the hell is that?" and looks at me and I look at her. Our eyes like lock and I just freeze. So I really didn't know what to say, so I just like didn't say anything at all, and I was just kind of frozen there in fear. And she kind of looks at me and looks back down and looks at me again, and I'm still just staring off into space. And she just like, "Oh, all right," and gives me a wink and then sends it through. I don't know what she thought it was, or if she thought it was for weed or something like that, but I don't know. I had just a moment of frozen panic and fear. And I was just wondering if anyone else has been in that sort of situation. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it was just something funny. It's never really happened to me before. Normally, going through security is no big deal for me. It's just kind of one of those things that you just deal with. But yeah, this was one of those weird times that I just didn't know what to say. I didn't even say it was a vape or anything like that. We just kind of locked eyes and I froze. So just kind of a funny story for you guys there. But as you can see here, we are looking pretty darn good in this situation that we are currently in. The coils jumped up to 0.4 ohms, which 0.2 ohms rather, so not too bad. Honestly, I'm actually kind of happy that it jumped up a tiny bit, so should give us a nice mellow vape, more on the flavor side. But yeah, let's go ahead and put it on the mod and we'll wick this thing. Well, alright, it's the moment of truth. Let's go ahead and fire these bad boys up and we'll see some vapor production. You know what? Not bad for 0.2. I was not expecting quite that amount of vapor production. It's still a little bit on the mellower side, but you know what? For this D-Pro RDA, I think that's going to be a good thing. Alright, so let's go back to the main screen, have a quick vape on this thing, and we'll talk about it some more. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the build. Now let's talk about the coils that we just put in this AzeRoth Squonk kit here. And first and foremost, the resistance came out to 0.2 ohms on the money, which is actually a really good thing in my mind because this D-Pro RDA really requires kind of a slightly higher build. You really can't go full cloud chaser mode on this with a 0.1 or 0.08 or anything like that. You want it a little bit higher, so 0.2 is actually a really good resistance for this device here. And as far as the heat factor, it is on the milder side, which is actually kind of a good thing. I like a kind of warm to hot-ish vape when it comes to one of these more restricted airflow sort of devices, and this is definitely doing it for me on the heat factor. It's just kind of that nice mild kind of build. It's not too cold, it's not too hot, it's just right there in the middle. So this is going to be good for anyone that really likes their flavor more than their clouds. And for my second category, which is the ramp up and ramp down time, I was expecting a 1+ second ramp up time, when in actuality it's only about a half a second or so, which is actually a really good thing for me. So with that, let's go ahead and take a drag off of this thing and we'll check out the ramp down time. So the ramp down time is pretty much what I expected, about a 4-second ramp down before it kind of dissipates into absolutely nothing. So with that, I'm really happy with that ramp down time. I really don't think it's burning off any excess juice, and that means you don't have to squonk it as often. And for my third category, which is the difficulty of this build, well, I gotta give credit where credit's due. Coilturd did half the work for me, and I gotta say, he makes one hell of a good coil, so make sure you check him out. I'll leave links right down there in the description for you guys. But yeah, as far as the coil wrapping and, installation process, it wasn't difficult at all. The D Pro is an excellent RDA to get started on. It's so simple to just kind of drop your coils in there, tighten them down. The tuning process is a cinch, and wicking is even easier. So with that, the D Pro is very good for someone that wants something very easy to build on. And for my fourth and final category, which is the flavor on this build, today I'm vaping some of this Arcadia by Juice Guys, and I gotta say, this is one of my new all-time favorite flavors because it's just so damn good. It's a lemon berry jawbreaker, and I never really was into lemon vapes, but with this one here, on the inhale, I'm getting the mixed berry sort of flavor, then it kind of goes into a sort of lemony citrus, and on the exhale, I get a really nice sweetness, which is like kind of the candy thing that ties the whole thing together. So yeah, this has definitely made it to my top 5 list, and I am just blown away by how much flavor I get off of this particular build. Like I said, this is more of a flavor atomizer than a cloud atomizer, so it's definitely doing the job here. So that about does it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. Don't forget to click that notification bell right next to the subscribe button if you want to be alerted whenever I upload videos. Also, leave me some comments in the box below. I'd love to hear your thoughts about Coilturd coils or the AzeRoth Squonk kit or anything else you guys want to discuss down there. I would love to hear about it. Also, check out the description of this video where you're going to find the advocacy and my social media links. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and as always, vape on!